Merging with traffic. If possible, have a look for who's driving, who's in the passenger seat. Do they look like they're aggressive? Do they look like they're junkies? If yes is the answer to either of these, then don't bother. Or try to get yourself where they can't accidentally on purpose ram you. Just go sneak, 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 wiggle, wiggle, sneak, sneak. Keep an eye on what the drivers are doing, just in case they decide to give you a nudge. Also keep an eye on the mirrors of the vehicle in front as to whether or not they might decide to get pissed off and try and sideswipe you, or reverse. Try to keep yourself so you've got space to escape if someone tries to make you the filling in a jam sandwich. If you're going to queue jump, either go right to the front, only if you can accelerate away faster than the vehicle you're getting in front of. Also, if you can get a gap behind the lead vehicle, take it. It's less chance of you getting rammed, but make sure you're on the left hand side of the white line, or you may get some twat in a van try and clip you on the right hand side. If you're too far into the left hand lane, the car behind might try and give you a nudge. They always think they're watching telly. They don't think it's real life until you get off the bike and take their keys away. Get the keys quick if you're going to do this, otherwise they'll try and drive off and run your bike over. If you're going to try and queue jump with going into the right or left hand turning lanes and then go straight on, you have to know that you can accelerate away quickly. Try and time your approach to the lights for when they turn green. Don't just go right to the front and put it in neutral, because you're going to be left standing. Feather the clutch in first gear so that you can wait for them to change without putting your feet down and then take off. Only do this kind of maneuver if you have experience and you know exactly what your capabilities are and you can see what the other traffic is doing. Don't go into the left-hand lane, because the other car will probably try and ram you and say, "I didn't see him." If you stay more or less on the white line, you've got plenty of space, so if he does want to be a dick, he can still come up to the white line without hitting you. I'm on the bike, it's my fault, I crossed the white line, I've got no excuses. I can make excuses, I can say that the road was slippery because it's a shitty road with holes in it and gouge marks and gravel, and my tyres were slippy because of the heat. I can make all the bullshit excuses I want. At the end of the day, I'm on the bike, I'm riding it, I'm in control, it's my responsibility. If I were to have crashed into this car, which I didn't, I'm not quite sure how I didn't. Yeah, I know, I was wearing magic boots and I closed my eyes. If I were to have hit the car, that would be my fault, my responsibility. Fortunately, God's bikers are looking at me and smiling. Doesn't matter what happens on the road, take responsibility for your own actions. I got no excuses, I'm on the bike, it's my fault. Not technically a junction, my junction video, but this is a good example of feathering the clutch. I believe that feathering the clutch is the best skill you can ever have on a bike. It's not just for when you're switching lanes or switching up or whatever at 150 miles an hour. It's also really, really handy at slow speeds and a walking pace. I see so many people pulling into this location in Minehead. They go in a straight line and then they can just park. And then they've got to back the bike out, and they don't know how to ride slowly without putting their feet down. It's quite simple. You're on a large bike or even a small bike. You put your feet down, you're not going to stop the bike. Your leg's going to snap. It's that simple. And with the kids that are running around here, it's a pedestrian precinct. It's accepted that bikes park here, but it is a pedestrian precinct. Kids have the right of way at all times. Even on a fucking motorway, if a kid's on the motorway, the kid has the right of way. It's that simple. The feather in the clutch means that you can go at 1 mile an hour, which I did here, and you can stop, and you can just balance. Bikes are well balanced. All modern Japanese bikes are balanced to stay upright. And you can just do that, you're safe. You can scare the crap out of people if they don't hear you. But feathering the clutch is one of the best skills you can have on a bike. This might seem that I'm just taking a piss, but I'm being observant. I can see on the left hand side there are no bloody kids coming out of Butlins, Poltins, Haven, whatever it's called, and trying to run across the road. I can see there's nobody on the pedestrian side on the right hand side. I can see there's no traffic coming out of the residential area on the right hand side. I can see there's nobody behind me about to overtake. There are wankers for that bit of road, locals for doing it. I can also see there's nothing coming toward me because the crash barriers are down for the choo-choos to go on the crossing. So I check everywhere. I also make damn sure that none of the cars on the left are going to try and sideswipe me. People are so paranoid when they see a place where there might be a security camera, like on a level crossing, that they generally leave enough for a transit van in front of them at the very front, which is more than enough space for a bike to fit. Ash's golden rule: unless threatened or invited, I only endanger myself. No matter how fast, how close I get, I only endanger myself. Unless I'm threatened or invited.